when you get off the cliff, you and I both know it's only a few moments of, before you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Right.
Why didn't I do this before? How do we move common sense into common practice? Accountability.
So how important is knowledge in the business? Having the right information, the right time for the client?
I would flip it around and I would say to you, how important is it to get the right doctor when your spouse or your child needs a surgery?
Right. Absolutely.
It's that important, right? It's not life or death, but it is for the buyer or the seller that you misinform, right? The vast majority of real estate professionals, they lightly study the market. Hopefully they look at the daily hot sheets, right? Here's the new listings, here's new sales, here's closings, et cetera. But the really great agents, the true knowledge brokers, are the ones that are digging in, going beyond the headline to really understand what's happening inside the marketplace, and maybe even saying year over year, month over month, over the last 5 years, how does this relate? Because when you sit down with someone that is excellent and you say, help me understand videography, right? It's not just, well, I hit the button and like, they can go so deep with you that it makes you feel like, okay, I might not know this person and I've got a friend in the business, but he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
I trust this person, right? It creates that trust. And you and I both know, once you've established trust, you're in.
Right.
So the agent that's studying the market established trust, they sell more houses, they help more consumers, they get more referrals, they get more positive reviews. The person that lightly looks at the market and doesn't really go deep and doesn't really understand, should I buy now? Should I not buy now?
Right.
What do I do today in an inventory where it's low inventory or it's high inventory because it's the high end? And how do I best navigate that? The consumer always walks in acting like they know everything, right? So the agent's got to be on their game if they want to win now more than ever.
Right. And I think everything that we're doing with How's the Market and things we're doing together is about that.
100%.
And when you take that and you apply the discipline of this
Yes.
is what you do
Yes.
with that information, that is step 2 in the process.
Let's be clear, what you guys have done, empowering agents to in turn empower their consumers and doing it in a beautiful branded way. And I was in the room in a mastermind session when that idea was brought up with Steve, and he was like, I can leave now. That's it. You're right. Give them the information, brand it to the agent. The thing that I would say though on applying it though, like David, if I really, really, really want to do it, I'm going to watch what you guys put out. I'm going to post the video that you guys put out. And then I'm going to do my own interpretation of it on a local level, right? Because again, everything we look at is on a national or global level, but we got to drive it down to what, and I mean local, like US versus, right? Like I've got to drive it down to city, state, zip code, farm, community that I live in. So that to me would be, if I looked at a really good agent's monthly marketing calendar, it would say, April, how's the market coming from KCM, text version, then video version, then my version. And that would just be automatic every time. And I would literally document every time someone asked me, how's the market? And at the end of every month, I would do a video and say, hey guys, so this month was a slow month. I was only asked 187 times, how's the market? And I always reflect on, it depends. Are you a buyer? Are you a seller? Are you an investor? Are you a renter? Because each one of those marketplaces are different. And if you're in the low end, the mid level price range, or the high end, they're all very different. So there is no blanket answer to how's the market. But let me tell you guys today, of the 187 people, the biggest percentage of them were looking to buy a house at $250,000 in Greenville, South Carolina. Let me tell you about that market. And shooting that video with all those data points, empowered by you guys and the local market. And not only is the agent going to become a celebrity, and that's important in this business, recognizable, trusted source. They're also going to be the one that everyone's going to start to turn to. The local newspapers are going to start calling that agent and saying, hey man, we see what you're doing. Could you write an article for us? Or, hey, we want to put your video into our online publication. That's what's available when you actually do newsworthy content.
The thing that blows me away is we see, obviously, the content we put out every day. We see agents doing things with it. We think, gosh, that's amazing. The uniqueness of delivering local content with a macro view of the U.S. market. And it makes a difference, a big difference.
100%.
So talk a minute about just the final leg of that. If we talk about knowledge, here's how you apply it, and just the accountability to get out and do it.
Look, we all want to be at the top of the mountain of success. But you've seen me where I talk about this little slide where we all kind of we're standing at the edge, And I call it the cliff of OMG WTF, right? Like, oh my God, where's Tom Ferry? Like, push me over and someone would take WTF a different way. Filthy minds. In that moment, you know you should shoot video. You know that you should create content. You know you should be the educator, the knowledge broker in your town. But there are more reasons that stop you than actually get you to move forward. And the only answer is accountability, right? Putting your butt on the line. And whether that is telling your spouse, if I don't shoot these, then we can't do X. Or better yet, telling your children, when I shoot 52 consecutive How's the Market weekly shows at the end of the year, we're going to Disneyland and we're going first class and Mickey Mouse is staying in our room. Like whatever it takes. And you know what? Like as silly as that may sound to you, I would use, and it sounds horrible, as leverage, my children to sometimes get me to take action on the level of the things I really need to do. The average person doesn't have a coach. Right? The average person doesn't have a manager today in the way the real estate environment works with hundreds of agents in an office where they can be there with them one-on-one saying, David, you got to get it done and I'm going to give you that push to get off the cliff. Because when you get off the cliff, you and I both know it's only a few moments of, before you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Why didn't I do this before? Oh my goodness, I should have been doing this 10 years ago. So by creating a little leverage, a little accountability, you give someone in your office a check for $1,000. Payable to the agent in your marketplace who you don't like. You with me? And you say you have permission. If I don't shoot my video once a week, once a month, whatever the cadence is, then you mail the check. And write a little letter saying, you know, dear agent, I've respected and admired you forever. You know, you are my hero. I've done so many more transactions because of you, just watching and emulating, just kissing their ass, right? And then saying, by the way, here's a few extra shekels as just a thank you indirectly for all the advice you've given me in your business, right? Nobody's going to want to have that check go out. But see, a body in motion remains in motion until acted upon by an outside force. Everyone knows they should shoot videos. Everyone knows that they should be educating at least their own customer base on the market, right? At least the people that you already know, you like, you trust you, right? Like, I mean, this is what I say to people. You're going to wait for them to read the news? You're going to wait for people to see it online? You're not going to be, I mean, like, it's incomprehensible to me, and yet they know it. How do we move common sense into common practice? Common sense into common practice. Accountability.
That's huge, man. That's huge. And you did it, you know, a couple of weeks ago on How's the Market. And you're doing it each time. Each month, taking KCM data, moving into here's how you apply it, here's what you do, and ultimately invite accountability into your life, right? And make a difference.
That's it.
Man, it gets me fired up to talk about it. I love it, bro.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys. I mean, you know, the whole business, how you guys operate, Steve, Bill, you, I mean, the whole team. It's a blessing what you guys do. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.